Well, let's see who we got here. We got. uh, okay, let me get on the membership people, so we know that they're. Okay. I guess you read the headlines of the news about what's going on in Washington. Oh, Megan, well, if you read the headlines about, we certainly have to, we're overspending. The budget needs to be cut back. And I guess that's what the president was elected for, is to cut back on waste. And because we do have, it's incredible how we live with all this debt and it keeps growing and there doesn't seem an end in sight. So something has to be done there. But amazes me is that the government now is doing it in a way that just, unnecessary to cause trauma in doing this. I mean, they're cutting contracts that we're obligated for and just say, sue us. We're laying off people in droves and just say, sue us, that are apparently, whether they're, I guess they want to argue in court whether that's legal or not. But to me, it's more than legal. It's treating people. Now, how are you going to, how do you live in a nice society if people don't treat each other nice, right? It's up to us to treat each other nice. And what's happening here is that, in order to save money, cut the budget, which is an obligation of elected officials to do that. And so that I could understand, and it has to be done. But there's ways to doing that. You just don't come and lock the doors. You give people time to readjust their life. You wanted them to work. How are you going to get anybody else to work for you? Who wants to work for the federal government? They're just going to, cut you loose, at the drop of a hat, and you have no recourse or anything. And to be nice, and that's sort of the meanness. Politics doesn't interest me as much as people being mean and not treating each other. So if you want to live in a society where everybody's mean to everybody else, man, that's not a fun place to be, is it? And you have to have some ethics involved about how to treat other people. And that's why, when you go looking for help, by the way, I have a new report that think everybody should have. It's my top 10 grants that are, for anybody living in America. And again, with all this noise in Washington, I mean, you in applying for grants, you're going to have little effect at all. And actually, there's so many options. So if one grant goes away, you have probably 100 others that do the same thing. And that's what people don't know about. And that's part of what I'm trying to do, is teach people that there is so many options that are available out there for us in getting grants for each other. But we don't know the options. So we think there's only one place. And if that place changes or the rules change or something, and then we can't get anything, that is absolutely false. And that means you're just believing in Google. And that's why you have to get out of Google when you're looking for grants. Google is the worst place to look for grants, because grants means people are giving you away free money. And Google is there to make money for people. So they have to get money from you, not give money to you. So everybody in Google is there to try to get money from you. And you want to talk to people who want to give money to you, okay? So you won't find them in Google, but they are there. And it's 40% of our entire economy, is they give money to you. And this part of our economy is not capitalism. See, capitalism, that's a different motive. They have to make money, they have to get money and make money to stay in business to do it. But this is part of the community. I mean, your church, the fire department. I mean, this is part of the community. Your policemen, they don't have to make money unless they want extra. And they try to make money that way. But it is, the fire department comes up and puts your fire out of your house, and we pay for that as a community. But it's not only, and you don't have to pay them. I mean, they're not going to ask you for your credit card first. So we've decided that it's a big complex of things that are like that laws are put on the books to help us as a community, to help each other. To help each other when we're sick, to help each other when we're in trouble, we'll help each other when we're going to lose our house, or help each other get a better job so we can create more income for the community. So for 200 years now, we've been piling up these programs. And unfortunately, we don't get rid of the ones that aren't useful anymore. And so one way to do it is not to make a tough decision to get rid of the old stuff, is just come in and just slice things that you don't like personally or something. And that's just, it's hurting people. I mean, why do you want to go out and hurt your neighbor, for something, when you have an option not to? If you don't have an option, maybe you feel you have to do it. But I don't see that. Maybe you do. And the community is what is the glue for our society. The glue for society is not so much capitalism. Sure, that helps people get out of poverty and things like that. But to keep a nation together, it's really community and trust and kindness, not meanness. People think they have to be mean, but I don't think, and that. And that's why Valentine's Day is a perfect day to talk about that. I'm having a party downstairs in the lobby of Valentine's Day. We're having wine, chocolate, and love. How do you like that? And that's it. How do you love each other? I mean, that's the way you really grow in life, is through love, not through money, not through, you have to survive. So, that's stupid not to say that. But growing as a human is really helping other humans. And that's the growth. But I think sometimes we get tied up in other things that are fun to do, and not really growth for us as human beings. But I'm not a philosopher, I'm not I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a priest, I'm not any of those things. I'm just struggling through life like everybody else. And I feel the more I use my heart and the more I love, the nicer life becomes. And maybe, at 81, I don't have to worry about eating anymore. I do, I worry about eating too much, is what it is. How are we, how can we be the fattest country in the world and have more people in poverty than any other developed country? So it's the bottom half of, or the bottom 90% of our country is getting screwed. They're not growing at all. The top 10%, our country is growing every year. Okay, so we have a growing country, and it's growing, but 90% of us are not growing, at least financially. So we're getting behind the 8 ball, because over the last 30 or 40 years, 40 or 50 years actually, the wages for the bottom 90%, here's that graph again, show wages are down, or did not go up more than 30% in the last 45, 50 years. The top 10% wages went up 200% almost. Okay, So the average person only went up, not average, this is 90% of us, only saw a wage increase of 30%. Now, why inflation is so bad? Because inflation went up during the same time period 300%. So if your wages are going up 30% and inflation went up 300%, you're underwater, right? This is why people complain about inflation. It's not inflation they should worry about. It's about wages. Yeah, if some of this went more down to here, then wages wouldn't be the issue. It's wages that's the issue, you know, not inflation. I mean, people who don't have money, you know, they need money to buy something and live. So they see the prices going up. That's right in front of them every day. But you don't realize how your wages are not going anywhere. That's the key. And if we're growing as a community and the wages, productivity is still going up. So the people that create income are very productive, but they're not getting a fair share, I feel, of the wages. So if your wages aren't going up, but consumer prices are, then you're always going to be behind the eight ball. That's why I want to make sure that people know about the other part of society that we have to help you through these kind of problems, okay? And that's the important. Carol, happy Friday. Man, it's happy Valentine's Day. You should come down to my party and see that. At 5 o'clock, we're going to have wine, chocolate, and love down in the lobby. And I have a lot of show and tell down there for Valentine's Day. It's fun. But more importantly is trying to increase people to know the options. Okay, so if we have 40% of our country gives out money to help you because you don't have enough money to pay for living expenses, okay? So to use the system, you have to increase your income or find programs to help you supplement your income. So you could increase your income with programs that help you earn more money. So we have lots of programs to help you get trained at any age to create more income for yourself so that you're not behind the eight ball. And that's it. So you have to get the training for that. And here, if you go to this, particularly people that are not members, I mean, members, we have so much stuff for that. You just have to ask us and we give it to you. But here, if you're not a member, go to this, bit.ly and then / Lesko Top 10. And that's all small letters. bit.ly / and then Lesko Top 10. Maybe I'll put this here in here. bit.ly / okay, members, you know, have all this. But if you're not, or you want to see it in another section there, okay, that's available. And remember, when you call, see what I'm trying to do too, to get grants, you have to call people. You can't just go on the internet. That's why you have to get out of Google. Get out of Google, go to my top 10 list here, and start calling people. Now, now if you remember, we have more in-depth reports for that. But this will get you started. And that's what you have to do. You have to start learning the system of getting on the telephone and talking to the government officials. And remember, they're getting beat up. I mean, our apartment complex is, a lot of people work for the government and they're scared as hell that if they haven't been fired already, just in a day's notice, they have to pack up and, it's just draconian, is that it? Yeah, it's terrible how he's treating people. Who wants to be treated that way? So if the government starts treating that way, then you think everybody in America treats you that way. If the government treats you that way, then everybody's mean. But we're not all mean people, at least that I know of. Sure, and all of us have the capability of doing that too, but we know better. And we're just not encouraged. So if there's no encouragement to do that, then life to me is going to be more worrisome and not as much fun. And I think life is hard enough already without making it harder for somebody else. I mean, we as human beings should help each other, not make it more difficult to each other. Why does it make sense, you know, for people to want to make it difficult for each other? Ah, that's too bad, but I guess there's nothing we could do about it. You're always gonna have some of that stuff. Life isn't, Disneyland, and I think that's going down too. But in general, you don't want to have people around you that are mean. So why do we promote meanness and cruelty and things like that, and have more respect for other people on this planet with us? And sure, they may not want to do, but you disrupting people's life unnecessarily. People are going to get life disrupted without anybody's help. You don't have to do that. Why do we think we have to do that? So when you call these numbers, see, what I have there is 10 phone numbers to get money for anything, okay? That's where to start. And you start calling. And when you call, you be nice as hell, because they're getting beat up all the time now. And mostly in DC. A lot of it's not out in the boonies, because there are different people out there. Just in Washington, we have a little more egomania going on here. And that's right, you have policies you want to implement. That's great, you have time to change. But why do you have to hurt people to do it? Or unnecessarily hurt people? There's no reason to do that. There's lots of ways to do it. But it's too bad. Especially on Valentine's Day. I mean, that's what I think it irks me more, is that we're doing that on Valentine's Day. We love each other, right? And why not? And what I find at my age, like at least the last 4 or 5 years, man, I've been loving harder and enjoying life so much better. And even a Lesko help. I mean, we all try to help each other. That's what it is. It's 12,000 people helping each other find money when they can't afford living. So if you can't afford living, we're here, we want to show people the programs that are helpful to do that. And it's not just one or two. I mean, you go and put in, put in find help, you'll see. Find help. .org, findhelp.org. Put in your zip code, and you'll see for financial assistance, okay? So if you need financial assistance, you can't pay. Why do you need financial assistance? Because of inflation, okay? You can't buy eggs, okay? They've doubled 100% in the last whenever it was. Supermarkets only allowing you to buy 1 dozen eggs, one crate of eggs. That's it, not a crate, but a dozen of eggs. And so it's a short supply and big demand, so the price is doubled. But if you go to this website that's on that best 10 list there, called Find Help, and you put in a keyword called financial emergency, okay? Financial emergency, so you're hurting for money, okay? Instead of going in debt, going to payday loans, I mean, this is what happens. You go to Google, and that's what you find. People who are gonna give you money in emergency and just charge the hell out of you because you're stuck. And now, the people who regulate them, they want to get rid of that agency that regulates the payday loan people. See, you're fighting uphill. We all are, I think, in the top 10% that just wants more of it. They have almost all of it already. But it's important that you know the options. And so if you put in findhelp.org right now, put in your zip code, and then put in financial emergency, and at least in my zip code, it's different in every zip code, it's 577 grant programs that help people in financial emergency. 577 grant programs. See, that's a lot of stuff, right? So that's why, see, all the free money stuff is 40%. So that's why you get 577 organizations that give out money for free in financial emergencies, because we have 40% of our economy does things like that. 577 nonprofit organizations and government offices that help you. That's what they're there, without charging you money. They give you money, see? And that's why we're not trained that way. We're trained to go to Google, I need money, and you run into all the people who are going to sell you something. They're selling money, okay? And it's important that you realize that. And that's why, to me, it's best not even to start there. I mean, it's good for something if you know the actual name of something, and then that's good. Is there a limit to how much financial money we apply? No, no, no. And every program is different. You know, that's a nice problem. You don't worry about that until you get the second person gives you money. Then you say, I also got money over here. But no, don't worry about that. That is never. I mean, look at Elon Musk. I mean, he already got $5 billion, and he's here, trying to figure out how he could get more. And this is how the rich people do it. The rich people are all here in Washington trying to get money from them. And then they want to cut it off for the people who really need it. That's what, to me, the government should be giving money to people who really need it. You know, that's it. People who are going to lose their house, lose their job, lose their... And instead, you know, we're putting more people on welfare by firing all these people, or the people that have contracts, legitimate contracts with the government offices. The government now is just saying, no, that contract's no good. Man, just think if a rich person got cut with a contract, they're going to take those people to court, and a small business can't afford it. You know, what are you going to go to court? And the business, no, you know, that's tough to do. But there is justice, and you will be able to still take people to court or use other government agencies to get back at people, even if it's your own government agency, because your elected official can do that. Every state has about, I'd say about 40 or 50 organizations that help give you free legal help depending on what it is. If it's your credit card company, your bank or whatever, okay, I mean, the best place to go is consumerfinance.gov. But they're talking about trying to cut that down. And actually, they put it out. I'm going to see if it's still open. They told the people to go home for a week. Man, I mean, this is such balls these people have. But how hurtful. Oh no, page not found. Okay, so it's still not around. Now, I think they said for a week. I don't know if they'll be able to do it. You know, some judge will finally say, no, that's illegal, and then they'll find it somewhere else. And it's a cat and mouse game, you know. And they all have money to stretch it out. You and I don't. And that's why it's hurtful and disparaging, and you have to keep up your willpower over to keep going, because you're going to just run into a few more roadblocks. No matter what you do in life, you're going to run into roadblocks. But to me, what this does, you run into people that, oh no, there's no more money in this program. Okay, that's just another little roadblock. And don't let it bother you, because like I said, there's 577 other organizations, or 576. So if one of them says, you can't, we don't have any more money, or we're closed, or some bullshit like that, then you got 576. The people want to help people, and there's, more of that, in each of us, than people just want to rip off other people or take advantage of other people. So you have to, have that in your soul to believe that a little bit, so you keep going. Now, everybody doesn't feel that way, you're right. But there are enough out there that is there to help you. And that's why I feel the Lesko help. We have 12,000 people now helping each other because they feel that way, that try to help you. And by the way, we just set up, if you go on Lesko Help, let me look at that, Lesko Help. Oh. Okay. We're working on a new set of help. It's called I Want To. Okay, and you go over on the left-hand side where there's tabs, and there's one on I Want To tabs. And their first one is, let's see, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. View space. Yeah. Buy a Home is up and running now. And this has a step-by-step on how to get money and help to buy a home, okay? And so that's all you need. It's gonna give you the best help possible. But see, when you get this, then you have to do some work. So there's some work where you have to follow up. That's why you have to get over the idea that you're just gonna fill out an application and get money. No, that doesn't work anymore. You have to call people, it's too complicated out there, and you get lost and then wind up spending money where you don't have to. You wanna call people who are in the business to help people like you. And that's what government offices are, that's what nonprofit organizations are, that's why every website we give you only gives you money, only gives you help. And they're there to do that. They get paid already to do that. You don't have to worry about getting paid by them because they've already been paid to help you. But you have to contact them and talk to them as a human being. People want to help human beings. They don't want to help robots and bots and all this other kind of stuff. So you go to the first step there in buying a home, and it shows you how to make an appointment at local professional counselors that help you buy a home no matter what income you are, okay? It's important that you do that first, and then we have 10 other organizations you have to learn how to touch base with and see if they can help you, okay? Now, these are the places where all the bodies are buried, so you have to go to each one of those places, each one of those graveyards, and see if there's a body there for you, okay? The other two one we're working on is paying your debt and bills. And that will be up. If it's not now, I don't know if it is yet. Step one, where's step two? Okay, let me see. On paying debt and bills. How can I get companies forgive my debt? Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. All right, okay, yeah, so that's available. All right, how to get free financial counselors. Okay, that's it. Then starting a business. Okay, we have that. So they're in pretty shape. We're still working on them now, but it looks not bad. But we're working on them so that we take the issues in debt that most people have and really lay it out for them. And don't forget, every day we have people, let's see, our calendar. Look at our calendar. So today at 10 o'clock, which is now, there's somebody live helping you with business, helping you start or expand a business, okay? And there's 200 people going to this thing, okay? And that's why you get your answers personally answered there, okay? And then at 7 o'clock, we have another issue on grants and one-on-one meeting with people. There's 122 people that signed up for that. And then we have Tony, who's on at 9:30. See, these are people, they're navigators. They're people who have already gotten grants and things like that, and they're there to show you how they did it and work with you into doing it and holding your hand and getting you through this process of what it may take you. It may be easy, it may not be easy. So if you want to hang in there, there's help for you to hang in there. How do we research for financial emergency again? Okay, findhelp.org. Go there. Okay, Kitty. And then put in zip code. And then financial emergency, okay. I'm also going to give you the link. This looks like it's pretty good here. And this here, and follow these steps here, because the number one is to talk to a free financial counselor. Before you start looking for grants, you want to do that first, okay? Kitty, go to this link, okay, there, and make an appointment with a free financial counselor. That's very important, because otherwise you're gonna go around in circles. You gotta get somebody that looks at your whole situation and tries to figure out the best opportunity for you based on what you're looking at. So you won't be able to do that because you don't know the options of where to get things done. So you want to talk to somebody who knows all the stuff out there, and that what's best for you to do that, okay? So you want to do that. Make an appointment with a financial counselor. That's the first thing you want to do. And then you go on from there. And then you start calling, those 270 other things, 277 to do. So any other members, is there a limit how much money? Any other members have a question before I take off, okay? I gotta get ready for Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. What do you say? What do you say on Valentine's Day? Maybe I can't put I can't put an attachment here anywhere, can you? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna bow out now and try to get unless somebody, remember, has a question, but I'll see you soon. Don't forget the live, I will, thank you. And our live workshops, every day. So we got 2 or 3 left today. And so every day we have them, how to get help. Don't forget to apply for our grant for car repair. So we have car repair grant. So that's due on the 15th, so that's tomorrow, deadline tomorrow, to apply for $500 to help you with car repair. And now another thing, if you don't win, or even if you do win, you could also go to Find Help, findhelp.org, and then put in your zip code, and then put in car repair. Okay, now I'm gonna do this for my zip code to show you and see what I get. Okay. Okay, so my zip code 2009, got that there. And then I'm gonna put up in the keyword is car repair. Okay, I got 39 organizations in my zip code that helps with car repair. Okay, now you have to start calling all of them if possible. That's only 39 websites. But if some you get $300,000, or $1,000, couple $1,000 car repair, that's worth it. Now the way you do that is by calling the people, even though you're not. Maybe it's only for people with some kind of health condition or something. That's okay. You call them anyway, and you say, "Hey, I don't have this condition, but I'm wondering if is there a list of classes? Where do I sign up?" Yes, Angela. On the the table of contents on the left, on the top, there's something called calendar. So that's the listing of classes there. But car repair, 39 organizations. But you call, even though they're not for you, because they may know of another way for you. So making 20 calls or something like that, but that's the way it has to work. Unfortunately, we would like it not to. But if you really want to do it, you have to get a cup of coffee, get some magazines or whatever, and start getting on that phone and talking. Because that's the only way you're going to get it for sure. And it's still not guaranteed, but your chances go way, way up. And that's what it's for. It's out there. Remember that. 39 places are doing this. So somebody's getting this stuff, right? Why isn't you? Gosh, you didn't try hard enough. It may not be worth it. That's understandable. Don't worry. Okay? But it's there. Take care, guys, and happy Valentine's Day.